Hi guys, Donna Weber here, and today I am going to be doing a video of what I think the top 10 best Barbie movies as of 2018 are. I did a similar video to this where I ranked every Barbie movie in my collection thus far a while back, but I wanted to do an updated version because a lot of other Barbie movies have come out since then that were really good, and I can always talk more about these videos, about these great movies, so let's get on to it. I'm going to start off with number 10 being the least best, and number 1, of course, being the bestest, greatest, and most magnificent. So, let's get on with it. Number 10. Barbie in the Pink Shoes. Barbie in the Pink Shoes, I'm pretty sure, is one of the last Barbie movies where it has that classic fairy tale feel. A lot of the Barbie movies that they make nowadays have nothing to do with fairy tales whatsoever. It's just sort of events in Barbie's life going on. And while I do enjoy some of those movies, I really enjoy the classic fairy tale feel Barbie movies more so than the newer ones that they're putting out now. It also is one of the last few Barbie movies that has Kelly Sheridan as the voice actor for Barbie, and that's another reason why it's so close and dear to my heart. Also, every time I watch this movie, Barbie in the Pink Shoes, it just makes me want to get up and dance along with it because it's just such a great movie. It gives you that feeling of being in a show yourself because it's so well written. You just get that feeling of excitement like you do when you're working on a play or something. It's just really fun experience and I love it. Number 9. Barbie as Rapunzel. Whenever I watch other top 10 lists of the best Barbie movies on YouTube, Barbie as Rapunzel is often in there, and I definitely know why. Barbie as Rapunzel is probably one of the best animated Barbie movies as of the classic fairy tale ones. I just love how the colors and designs just magically come from the magic paintbrush from Barbie as Rapunzel. I just get super inspired every time I watch it, and it just gets me in the mood to create and want to draw and sketch, and you've seen what that turns into. So that's why Barbie as Rapunzel is on this list, because it just gets me super inspired to create, and I love it. There we go. Number 8. Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses. Not only does this have probably the longest line of dolls when it first came out, with the 12 Dancing Sisters all being made into separate dolls, but it also has the most reoccurring voice actors in it. Like each one of the Barbie sisters has voiced a previous character before, which I just think is so cool because it's like we have all these great voice actors that have worked on Barbie movies before, all under the same project. It's just great. I love it. And also the animation on the dancing and the instruments and everything. It's just beautiful. I love it. So that's why Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses is on this list. Number 7. Barbie and her sisters in a ponytail. This movie is on the list because it just gets me so pumped and inspired when I watch it. Even though I've never been a hardcore horseback rider person myself, I've never ridden a horse in my life, but when I watch movies like this and shows like this where horseback riding is a huge thing, it makes me want to learn how to horseback ride and stuff, because it's just such an exciting and feeling of freedom. That's how it's presented in the movie. And it's just a really great story. Also, Barbie and Her Sisters in a Ponytail has the best characterization on Barbie's sisters as far as I've seen thus far. Chelsea is not annoying like she is in a lot of the stuff that she is written in. Stacy is not constantly getting in fights with Chelsea, which is always a blessing, because we don't need another Barbie and the Perfect Christmas. That movie is just like a prolonged argument. It's just too painful to watch. Anyway, and I like how they brought back, like, Skipper from Barbie and a Perfect Christmas, because that was one of my favorite parts of Barbie and the Perfect Christmas, that they gave each of the sisters a personality, but the problem is they don't really put that personality into effect all throughout the movie. Most of the movie is them arguing. In Barbie and Her Sisters in a Ponytail, they mostly all have their own personalities and are representing those personalities all throughout the film, and I like it because it makes the sisters feel more like real people, and it makes them easier to relate to. I personally always relate to Skipper because she's the techie, she's the vlogger, and obviously I do YouTube, so I'm gonna relate to the vlogger. So when they don't depict Skipper as the vlogger, it really hurts me, because then I don't really have anyone I can relate to, except for Barbie sometimes. So that's why I love Barbie and Her Sisters in a Ponytail, because it got Barbie sister's characterization right. And also I love the fact that Stacy is voiced by the same girl that does Sweetie Belle in My Little Pony. It's just so cool. And as soon as I heard her voice in a way that it made her sound like Sweetie Belle, I was like, is that Sweetie Belle? Check IMDb. Oh, it is Sweetie Belle. Cool. So yeah, that's why I love Barbie and Her Sisters in a Ponytail so much. Number 6. Barbie Princess Charm School. This is one of my favorite Barbie movies, with the new voice actor in it for Barbie. I forget what her name is, but the one that came directly after Kelly Sheridan. This is one of my favorite Barbie movies with her voice in it. Because this was really one of the first few that she did where she wasn't voicing Barbie herself. So the pressure probably wasn't on her as much to sound like when they first changed the voice actor for Barbie in the Barbie movies, there was a huge uproar from the fans of the Barbie movies who liked Kelly Sheridan's voice a lot. I personally was one of them that was really mad when they changed her voice, but you know, several years later we've had at least 4 other people voice Barbie in the Barbie movies, so I don't really care anymore. I mean, they all have their own unique Barbie sound. And honestly, I think each different voice actor for Barbie has brought their own thing to Barbie. And personally, I think the second voice actor for Barbie is just maybe a teeny bit more sassy, which I like. Also, I like how Princess Charm School kind of borrows some other things from another contender on this list. I'm not going to say the title, but I'm going to say the thing, so maybe you can guess what the contender is. It does the thing where the young girl, who's actually the protagonist's age and seems really mean, isn't really the one that's... She's not really to blame for the meanness that she's doing. It's her mom that's kind of been influencing her to do all these bad things. And also, I like how Barbie isn't a princess right off the get-go. Like, the Barbie character isn't a princess right from the get-go. I like how she was adopted and she was left on her adopted mom's doorstep, and how she has a little sister. It's a great story, and I like how they have it be like a modern royalty like story. That's why I said Barbie and Pink Shoes was like the last classic fairy tale, because from this point, from like Princess Charm School forward, whenever we see royalty in a Barbie movie, it's going to be more of a modern day spin on fairy tales and stuff, which I like. Sometimes there are some times that I do not like the modern twist on princesses and royalty in the Barbie movies. Nowadays I feel like they've exhausted the word princess so much that they feel like being a princess isn't enough in a movie anymore. You gotta be a princess and something else, like a princess mermaid, or a princess superhero, or a princess fairy. It just seems like being a princess isn't enough to make a movie off of anymore. It feels like they're trying to shoehorn in the title of princess just to get more people to watch it. Because it's like, oh, she's not just a fairy, she's a princess fairy. Oh, she's not just a superhero, she's a princess superhero. I feel like with Princess Power, what they were trying to do was appeal to both the girls that would like superhero stuff and the girls that would like princess stuff. So they were like, she's a princess superhero. And that movie it's one of the worst Barbie movies in my opinion. So I feel like nowadays when they make a princess movie, which they haven't done in a while, which I have mixed feelings on. Like, if they were to go back and make another classic fairy tale princess movie again, then I would be all for it. But if they tried to do another modern spin on the princess, like a princess mermaid or something, then I wouldn't be down for it, because I feel like they've just exhausted the title and the different ways that you can modernize a princess. So that's why I don't like some of the newest princess movies. But Barbie Princess Charm School was kind of like their first experiment with a modern twist on a princess. And I really like it. I like how they have the different people at the school all have different personalities. Like, they don't have them all be super girly princesses. Some of them are interested in music. Some of them are interested in sports. And I really like how they wrote the character of Blair Willows. She's someone I can really relate to, where she has confidence issues, because I actually have confidence issues. I know that's going to sound weird, seeing as how I'm talking to a camera right now and I'm totally chill, but for me, I've never been nervous in front of a camera, and I've never been nervous like on stage when I'm playing a character. But when I'm being myself around people and I'm being like a lot of people, I freeze up. I get super nervous. So like whenever I'm on stage being myself, that's when I get super nervous. So I do have confidence issues. It's just like when I'm playing a character or when I'm just talking to a camera, I'm fine. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm insecure about myself. I don't know. But anyway, let's move on, shall we? Okay, number 5. We're in the top 5. Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus. I'm gonna say this without any holding back whatsoever. Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus has the best animation. I mean, obviously it will. They did 3D. They did special effects so that the 3D would work. And I think that's how come Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus has so many freaking details on every little freaking thing. And I love it. It's awesome. I wish they put more detail into the animation nowadays. Nowadays, it looks like a cartoon. And when I say cartoon, I mean like 2D. It looks like you took a 3D animating software and tried to make it look like 2D. Which, it does look good sometimes. Like, in, that new Transformers series, Transformers Robots in Disguise, with Bumblebee as the head honcho. They did that well because they made it look, it still looks like CGI, but it's smooth like 2D. I don't know if they actually combined CGI and 2D animation for that, but it kind of looks like they did. I'm not sure though. And I feel like a lot of Barbie movies nowadays, when they're animated, they don't put as many details in it. Like, I feel like they make the characters look too smooth, like they don't add texture, they don't take a whole lot of detail. And that's why I like Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus so much, because they went in and did all those teeny little details. Also, did anyone else have a huge crush on Aiden growing up? Because I sure did. Because he is one of the most interesting Ken characters ever. Can I just say that? Because he has a backstory, and I freaking love backstory. If you give me backstory, I will love your story no matter what it is. Okay, most of the time. Let's just say most of the time, because they might have given a teeny bit of backstory in Barbie and the Secret Door, and I hate that movie. It is a train wreck. But we'll talk about that another day. Okay, Magic of Pegasus. What else do I like about it? I love the villain of it. Spoiler alert. I'm gonna say the villain's name and talk about him in depth here. Wenlock. I freaking love Wenlock. First of all, the name is kind of, he's kind of like a Discord kind of character. Like, he's cocky about being evil. Cause like, when he first meets, Annika, he's like, Wenlock, your future husband. Come on, you're not serious, are you? Like, he just has so much fun to the movie. Like, even when he's doing his most evil acts, he's doing it with a cackle and fun. He just does evil stuff so fun, so much funly. Funly, is that a word? I don't know. It's a word now. He does it with so much fun and energy, and it's just so fun to watch him on screen. So that's why I love Magic of Pegasus. Because the animation is awesome, the villain is awesome, everybody in that movie is awesome. Number 4. Barbie, Mariposa, and the Butterfly Fairies. Of course, I never called it that as a kid. I just called it Barbie Mariposa, or Barbie Fairytopia Mariposa. Does anybody really say the subtext of Barbie, Mariposa, and the Butterfly Fairy friends when they talk about it? I feel like we just say Mariposa and be done with it. Fun fact, Mariposa was actually the first Barbie fairy movie that I was introduced to. Then it was Mermaidia, then it was Fairytopia, Magic of the Rainbow, and then it was Fairytopia. I didn't watch those movies in order, obviously. But Mariposa is still my favorite Barbie movie. They basically take the idea of a fetch quest and make it fun to watch. And also I love the character of Mariposa. I absolutely love the voice actor who they got to voice Mariposa. And I like how they don't just have it be another Barbie character. And I don't like it when people include Mariposa as a Barbie character because she's not supposed to be a Barbie character. We see Alina at the beginning of the movie telling the story. Alina is supposed to be the Barbie character of the movie. Mariposa is not supposed to be the Barbie character of the movie. She's like Eden Starling that way. You're not supposed to think of her as the Barbie character of the movie because she is not supposed to be Barbie. She is not the movie. And that's why she and Mariposa are not voiced by the same person that does Barbie. And I like that Mariposa isn't voiced by the same person who does Barbie because Mariposa kind of has that like teenager feel to her. And I actually got this movie for my 13th birthday, so I could hardcore relate to Mariposa when I first got it because I felt the way she did. You know, I want to get out, you know, typical teenage movie stuff. And also Prince Carlos is awesome. Oh, and I like Willa in that movie too. I feel like the two sisters, even though they are kind of bossy at the beginning, I like how we see them change over time to become better people. And I like how in the middle of the movie they have the mermaids be similar to the fairies at the beginning, but way worse. And then the fairies are kind of like, oh, they recognize themselves in the mermaids, and they kind of, you know, are like, oh, we need to be better fairies. So, yeah, Mariposa has always been one of my favorites, and I need to watch it again because it's really cool. Maybe at some point I'll get the confidence to watch the sequel to Mariposa, but I won't hold my breath, mainly because they didn't cast the same person as Mariposa. They cast Kelly Sheridan as the voice for Mariposa, which would have been fine if Kelly Sheridan had voiced her at first. She didn't. Mariposa had a very unique sound. She sounded completely different from every Barbie movie main character when Mariposa was first released, and I liked that about her. I liked her kind of raspy, squeaky voice. I loved it. But now they just had Kelly Sheridan come in to voice her. And I wish that they had tried to get the original voice actress. Maybe she had other things going on, because I know she voices Daring Do also, as well as Mariposa, so maybe she had to voice Daring Do, and she couldn't voice Mariposa at the time. Where were we? Number 3, Barbie in a Fashion Fairy Tale. This was my jam when it came out. Ever since it came out, I have freaking loved this movie. It's like some of the other Barbie movies where it just gets me so freaking inspired when I watch it. It just makes me want to create and draw, and I love it. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this is the first time we saw Barbie being herself in a full-length story. Like, I feel like this is the first time we saw Barbie not telling a story, but being herself for the whole movie. And I like it. I like how we see Barbie and her friends, and I also like how we see Barbie at a low point. You know, we don't see her on top of the world the whole time. Of course, if they did do that, the movie wouldn't be as good. But we see Barbie at her lowest point, and we see her losing confidence, and it makes her super relatable. I know that sounds weird, that we have to have Barbie be at her lowest point for her to be relatable, but when you build up a character so much that they're seen as perfect almost by the fans, it's really hard to make an interesting story with them. That's why even some of the seemingly most perfect characters need to have flaws, so they're interesting characters. Also, I also love the voice cast of this movie, because the Flairies, Shine, Shimmer, and Glimmer, I'm pretty sure at least 2 of them are voiced by reoccurring voice actors in the Barbie movie. I'm pretty sure Andrea Libman, or the voice of Kelly, voiced Glimmer. I'm not sure. But I do like the whole Pinkie Pie thing that's going on with her ponytails. Love that. And I like how Shine is voiced by the same person that voiced Mariposa. I guess that's their apology for not casting her in the Mariposa sequel. But yeah, I love Barbie in a fashion fairy tale. It's awesome. Number 2. Barbie as the Island Princess. Barbie as the Island Princess is the perfect original fairy tale that Barbie Entertainment, or Mattel Entertainment, or whatever entertainment they're calling themselves nowadays, has ever come up with. I love Barbie as the Island Princess. I love the music, I love the animation, which is freaking gorgeous, and I love the characters. Each of the characters feels like a real person, and that's saying something. When someone takes the time to write a character so well that you really feel like they're a real person, they are definitely doing a great job. And when it comes to Barbie as the Island Princess, that is definitely true. And also, I love the way Antonio and Rose's chemistry is written, and I also love how Princess Luciana and Antonio are written. They're written in a very respectful way with each other. You can tell that they've been raised, they knew this was going to happen at some point. They just hoped it wouldn't happen with each other, that they would at some point be in an arranged marriage with some royal. Like, they saw this coming, so they're gonna roll with it, but they're not happy about it. Also, you can spot the girls from 12 Dancing Princesses in the background, which is a cool little detail. And now, for the best Barbie movie of all time, and if you've watched my other videos based on Barbie movies, you probably already know what it is. Number 1. Barbie and the Rockin' Royals. Barbie and the Rockin' Royals does no way get enough credit for what it is. When Barbie and the Rockin' Royals first came out, it got hated on way too much for being another Barbie and the Princess and the proper spin-off. People said it was way too much like Barbie the Princess and the Pop Star. And while it is similar in some ways, I think Barbie and the Rockin' Royals is more like Parent Trap in the way that it's based in a summer camp, and they're not trying to switch on purpose or anything. like, well, they do switch on purpose in Parent Trap, but you get that summer camp atmosphere, and I just love it. Like, Barbie and the Rockin' Royals reminds me more of Parent Trap than The Prince and the Pauper. Because The Prince and the Pauper, it was more like they wanted to switch. It was more like they were tired of their ways and they switched because they thought it would be better. And you see that in Princess and the Pauper and Popstar. But you don't see it here. In Rockin' Royals, it's a complete accident that they get switched. And I don't see why people pound on it so much for being another Princess and the Pauper movie when clearly they didn't mean to switch. It was all an accident. Barbie and the Rockin' Royals has fantastic music. I love it. The only thing that I dislike about the music is that they do a remix of What If I Shine at the very end, which just feels emotionless and dull. I do catch myself doing the shine, 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 shine under my breath a couple of times. But if I want to go for a really good version of What If I Shine, I'm going to go for the original one where Princess Courtney is by herself just playing around on the keyboard. Because that one has emotion in almost every line, and it's so beautiful. And that song basically got me through AMTC. Because whenever I got frustrated or lost confidence in my abilities, I would just put on that song, and all of a sudden I would have more confidence or have more excitement for what I was doing. Barbie and the Rockin' Royals is not another Princess and the Pauper movie. It is a fun summer camp movie that gets our two main characters out of their comfort zones, and they discover things that they never knew they liked. Well, except for Princess Courtney already knew she liked pop music, but she was never allowed to listen to it, so which I can relate to that. So, Barbie and the Rockin' Royals should not be judged as just another Princess and the Pauper movie, because it's not really that. It's about getting out of your comfort zone and trying new things. And it has great music, and it has great animation, and I love it, and I love the summer camp feel that you get when you watch it, and I just want to burst out singing every time they start singing, and I want to dance with them too. It's a whole experience, and I love at the end when they do the concert, because the concert scene in this movie, it makes you feel like you're really at a concert, and I love it. Anytime a movie does a concert scene and it really feels like you're at a concert, I love it. Because it's like you've just sucked that atmosphere from a concert and just put it on this disc, and now it's in me, and I want to jump around and scream, and it's fun. It's fun, and I love it. And that is why Barbie and the Rockin' Royals is the #1 best Barbie movie, in my opinion.